Welcome back to Wildlife Hotel. I'm Eric.
And I'm Geoffrey.
It's a brand new day.
Let's go on a brand new adventure. Where are we today?
We are actually on the Filoli Estate today.
The what?
Filoli Estate.
Filoli?
Filoli.
The Filoli Estate is one of the finest living examples of a 20th century estate. When it was built in 1917, this is one of the finest houses on the West Coast.
16 acres of gardens surround the house on a 654 acre plot of land.
That's not small.
To put that into perspective, 1 acre is 16 tennis courts, 75% of a football field. Multiply that by 654.
Then what do you even have? Like an incomprehensible amount. Like that's the size of a college campus.
This could be an entire small town.
Ever since 1977, this has been a tourist spot operated as a non-profit so that everyone could come and enjoy the roses, the flowers, the gardens, and the opulence of this amazing house for just a small fee. I don't know how to play piano.
Come with us on a tour of this magnificent home. Enjoy some gardens, maybe some orchards, and some nice trails. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So how many people owned this house?
I think it was only a total of 3 owners. 1915, construction was started by the original owners, and I think it was owned by 2 other families before it was to be a nonprofit for the public to see the grounds and the house in the early 70s.
We're inside the house.
And?
The call came from now like a corporate entity owns it?
Filoli? Filoli owns estates all over the world and has them open for people to come visit and enjoy, and they're not really making any money. They're a non-profit.
That's cool. It's a pretty big place. It's
know.
Gotta cost a lot to keep this going.
654 acres, 54,000 square feet, and an annual budget of about $8 million to keep this place looking beautiful. Your $25 admission fee doesn't seem so unreasonable given those terms.
What's that? It didn't seem unreasonable at all to me.
Yeah, it's a wonderful day. They allow you to picnic here too. I think we saw someone with an old-timey picnic basket Yogi's gonna steal from him. Anything to say for yourself?
They have beer.
Wow.
But you can also book weddings here, so why didn't we book our wedding here?
It's because the site fee is $50,000 and includes nothing, because their priority isn't making money. It's allowing the public to visit the ground.
Can I interest you in some clean water?
So this house was originally built by a family who started the local water company, which is now SF Water. And so this man made his money off of water. It's something that I know in California we're all thinking a lot about right now, Nestle.
You must choose.
Which one's the Holy Grail? It's that pure water filter back there.
Wait, that one? Yeah, you're probably right.
So when the Madisons passed, the family, who are doing okay, I'm told, gave this place up to be a nonprofit. They wanted the grounds and the home to be open to the public to see because it's so beautiful, and the fact that it costs about $8 million a year to maintain these grounds. I think they were fine just kind of letting it go and living somewhere that was a little cheaper. And to update this place for a modern world, to add the amenities of like modern bathrooms and Wi-Fi and a modern kitchen, I think you're looking at a remodel in the tens of millions of dollars.
It's always nice when the kids don't fight over inheritance.
That's why I don't have kids, so they can't fight over all of my estates. Gotta get some estates. Do you have any more questions for me? Do you have any statements to make about the house? Did you know anything about the house?
No, I knew nothing about the house. And now I know more about the house.
Too much?
Probably too much. Probably too much for the average visitor.
What would you say shocked you?
The size, not where we're at right now, because I can see it. I can't see the other 500 acres of land. That's what's shocking to me, is that there's 5 times more land than we've seen.
What you're saying is you've been in a lot of 50,000 square foot houses, but they're usually not on estates quite so large. It's the grounds that are impressing you.
It's the grounds that are
not
impressive.
the house, which is very similar to
there's
your
a giant
summer
field,
home.
There's a giant field that way that we saw. There's more trails that way. There's a mile-long trail that goes that way.
Wait till you find out that the mountains are also owned by this estate.
How can you own a mountain?
Ask my friend Dave.
Dave, how do you own a mountain?
Just be a badass.
Also the garden that way, real pretty stuff. It's just real pretty. The real shocking thing here is just how pretty everything is and how well maintained it all is for how big it is. The costs, yeah, $8 million, but that's still so much manpower involved. What's in it? I think the guy that we talked to, I forget his name.
We talked to a guy.
We talked to a guy. He said that there's a groundskeeper that basically lives here to just make sure if anything goes wrong after hours, there's somebody here to take note of it and maybe do something about it.
I think he said a security guard too.
Oh, and a security guard?
Full time, and that's just overnight. During the day, there's there's people walking around all over this place. I don't know what they do. How many people do you think it took back in the day to maintain this place? I'm talking kitchens, I'm talking grounds, I'm talking...
I would say at minimum probably 20 or 30, but probably closer to about 40 people.
The bread was real
And the bread was moldy. About 40 people were employed here back in the day, turning down beds, making canapes, finding out what a canapé is.
He's stalking us.
He's happening. Mowing lawns, trimming roses, pouring champagne, pouring more champagne.
You know that pond behind us? That's all champagne.
That's all champagne. And there's little boats in it that are just, their sails are straws. You can't see them because they're made of the finest crystalline structures.
I thought the fountain coming out of the middle was your straw. You just put your mouth
Just
on
put your
that.
mouth.
and
It's
just
like a champagne bubbler.
Yep, you just
Do we say
expand.
bubbler in this state? We don't.
What's
we
a
say
bubbler?
water fountain.
Bubbly?
Bubbler is what they call water fountains in other places.
Buble?
Places you've never been.
I'm in Italy.
Places you'll never go.
I think I'll go. Are you gonna?
A ghost! Did you see it? I think it was a Victorian ghost.
What'd you say to me?
The did you say?
Excuse me?
Oh, it's on.
Thank you for coming with us on our little tour of Filoli Estates. It was pretty, it was wonderful, it was life-changing, it was somewhere in between.
I experienced emotions and I smelled some nice flowers.
It was a good smell.
It was very, very nice. Somewhere in there is where your experience will land if you visit this area. But if you can see behind us, the mists are rolling in, the sun is coming down. We're waiting for you to roll in. Watch this with us. Like, subscribe. Tell us what your favorite estate and or rose garden is to tour. Maybe we'll go there next. Until then,
Have an adventure. Oh, and ring that bell.
He chose poorly. And now he's a little cut man.
where are we today?
Where are we today? We talked about it and I've already forgotten.
Welcome to Assassin's Creed, Black Flag.
Thank you for joining us today. You have found, wait, what?
What have you found?
Filoli.
Filoli.
Have a wonderful night, day, time.
Have a time.
Have a time. We switched sides.
Well, sometimes you gotta switch it up.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Make sure we're recording.